Ihre Königliche Hoheit, Prinzessin Abedjima.
Your Royal Highness, Princess Absedjigma, Ms. Schwarzeleur-Sutter, have a safe trip home. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, mitigating climate change is a matter of saving humankind, because we are already seeing that it's become a reality that greenhouse gases are at a record high. Biodiversity is dwindling and our resources are overexploited. This goes for water and for nature, for soil. And unless we do something to change that, hundreds of millions of people are going to live in poverty. There will be more crop failures. There will be more disasters linked to the weather. We've just heard about it from my colleague from the Ministry of Environment. So this is why we really need to put the Paris Agreement into practice. Otherwise, we will not be able to actually reach the 2 degrees Celsius goal or target. But we also have to realize that only 17 of 184 countries are on course, and Germany is not amongst them. Energy accounts for around 2/3 of global greenhouse gas emissions and around 80% of all carbon emissions. And this is why work has to start in the energy sector. And the key contribution or the key decision as to whether this will work out or not will be made in the developing world and in emerging countries. But we also have to realize that 1 billion people still don't have access to electricity, and that 9 out of 10 coal-fired power plants under planning are being built in developing countries. There are growing middle classes, and they want to consume more and to be mobile. But at the same time, none of this means that we in the industrialized world can just rest on our laurels. We are still responsible. We have our responsibility because for 200 years we've been fueling our prosperity on fossil fuels. So we have a responsibility to show that it is possible to have a good life without actually polluting the world with CO2 emissions. It's possible to have a successful economy at the same time. We also have to support developing countries as they develop in a way that is climate compatible, and that we also support them to adjust to the consequences of climate change. In 2017, Germany provided 6.7 billion euros for the international work to mitigate climate change. In all modesty, I can still say that this puts us in first place in the EU. And more than 80% of the funds that have been used for this come from my ministry's fund, from the developing ministry. This means that the development ministry is doing a lot to promote climate-compatible development. Economic development that goes without emissions. We are supporting this sector in approximately 50 countries, which makes us one of the largest bilateral donors, providers of aid in the sector of energy. In 2017, we provided 2.7 billion euros. So we are funding the global energy transition. For instance, as we provide funding for one of the largest geothermal plants in Kenya, we are also providing funding for solar power plants in India, Morocco, and Zambia. And all these projects are conducted in cooperation with local companies. So Africa can really be the green continent of this world. Federal Minister Dr. Müller launched an initiative in 2017 that is called the Green Citizens Energy for Africa initiative. It provides funding for distributed renewable energy systems which are low cost, easy to integrate, and highly scalable due to the use of new technologies. They are also providing funding for local stakeholders and private investors. This makes it easier for people in rural areas to have their energy needs met, and to get access to energy. At the same time, we also build local value chains and jobs, local jobs. This makes it possible for young people in their countries to actually do their jobs. We also would like to see a structured transformation of the energy sector. If we are to actually make the Paris Agreement a reality, we need to step up our efforts, because what we've been doing so far is not enough. This goes for the expansion of renewables capacity and also for energy efficiency. This is why we would like to link up renewable energies and energy efficiency with the NDCs, that is the nationally determined contributions. In our NDC partnership, we're supporting developing countries and also emerging economies as they help mitigate climate change through their public sector spending, through economic policy, agriculture policy and energy policy. More than 100 members within the NDC partnership are sharing their expertise and supporting each other on global climate mitigation. So these are governments, international organizations and civil society. They want to be more ambitious. The important thing is to better align the energy and climate targets of countries so that we can reduce climate change to 2 degrees Celsius, ideally to 1.5 degrees Celsius. So a political framework is to set up to actually help expand the use of renewables and fund energy efficiency. This also, of course, includes a global ETS system. By 2050, we want to decarbonize all economies, all of the world's economies, or nearly decarbonize them. This will require innovation, digitization, and new technology. And of course, we also need to make inroads on sector coupling, which means climate, energy, renewable energies, mobility, and cities must all be regarded as elements of a single system. This really makes the NDC partnership a reality. It brings us a new spirit of cooperation, and there are already 40 developing nations that are already benefiting from this system. Germany and its partner countries are showing that it is possible. We're demonstrating that we can address climate change, this challenge. In Morocco alone, we have 800 megawatts of wind energy and 1,000 megawatts of solar energy. We are also providing support for higher energy efficiency and energy and the new grids. This is why I would like to thank the BETD. We are demonstrating that it is in fact possible, that we can really overcome the challenge of global warming. All of you have come here with your energy. You bring your power to innovate and your creativity to this task. You're addressing this task, and I would like to thank you very much for that.